Hi friends, it's Clockwork Angel and I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year, and I wanted to make a video to talk about you guys and thank you guys for the most incredible year of my life. Last year, around November, the last week of November, I was kind of on my way down and going to start reevaluating some of the things with content creation that I was planning on doing. I have been streaming on Twitch at that point for about 2 years. It was hitting my two and a half year mark. And although, yes, my first 2 years I wasn't taking streaming incredibly seriously on Twitch, I was still coming out of college and working in the medical field, which was very taxing. So when I got home from work, I wasn't necessarily super focused on streaming. But when I moved out in September of 2020, I started focusing much more on content creation, and by November 2020, the last weekend, I was still not seeing a whole lot of progress, and it wasn't really making me all that happy anymore. And so I was going to take some time off to start analyzing what kind of content creation I was really interested in doing and what kind of games I really wanted to play, because I started playing the trendy games in order to try to see if growth would help by playing what's popular, but it wasn't for me, and I wasn't having a whole lot of fun. And I had planned to talk to my Discord mods and Twitch mods about maybe taking a step back and saying that, hey, I was going to get ready to start streaming about once a week, maybe twice a week, just because my numbers were hurting pretty bad. And this video is going to talk a lot about my growth and my numbers. I've always been very comfortable and being very transparent with my community. I just based off of who I am as a person. I don't like to hide things. I'm not a gatekeeper. I like to be open and honest with you guys, and I want to take this time to analyze everything that I've seen, everything that I've done, and how simply changing my mindset has really changed pretty much everything about this setup. And we can talk about everything and we can see examples. I'll show everything of where I started, and here I am. So about the end of November, so it was the last weekend of November where I was starting to kind of burn out, and I pretty much had about 7 average viewers, which is still incredible, and if you're there, that's amazing. But for me, someone who wanted to do content creation full time, that wasn't really in, the budget for me. I needed to find a new way of catching people's attention and seeing how could I get to where I want to be, how could I grow and get better. And with those 7 viewers, I know that half of them were my mods, so thank you guys for being here from that. And I decided to start using TikTok quite a bit more for my streaming purposes, as I was primarily using it for cosplay purposes before that moment. I made a single TikTok about my Discord and my stream, and suddenly everything changed. So at this point, a lot of viewers that I have right now are hitting their 1-year anniversary mark, and I can't even believe that so many people have now been watching me for a year, where the only people watching me for a year were my 3 best friends who are mods and my parents. And to have so many brand new friends that came from all areas of the country, all areas of the world, have been watching me for a year because of one TikTok that I made. Absolutely mind-blowing. But it happened so quickly. It really did. I had been working at this for 2.5 years. I made one TikTok, and suddenly I went from 7 average viewers in a month to 18 average viewers in a month to maxing out at 32 viewers per stream. And that was something I never even dreamed was possible. I only ever wanted to hit 15 average viewers. That was my lifelong goal. I never really expected anything outside of that. And to surpass that based off of one video that I made is insane. And the coming months only ever just grew and grew and grew. And it was these people who reignited the happiness and the love I felt for content creation. Just simply having them to talk to and having more people to bounce ideas off of and trying new games. And I started playing games that I wanted to play. I didn't care if I was playing the popular game anymore. I just started playing what I wanted to play. And at that time, it was Nier and Senua's Sacrifice, which was actually recommended by a brand new member who came in and was like, hey, here's a game to play. And I was like, sure, let me try it. I love story-based games, and immediately became my favorite video game. And because I had all these new people giving me more hope, and I started just having so much more fun with content creation. We created community nights. We played games together. We started Inside Jokes. We have Community Quotes channel where everyone says whatever nonsense happens at late night hours in the time zone. And it became something so suddenly, and we were not prepared for it. Me and my mods, I have to big shout out to my mods for all the hard work they put in so quickly. I think I was averaging about 60 maybe to 100 members in my Discord, and overnight we gained 400 new members of the Discord. We had to create all new channels. We had to upload emotes. We had to put privacy in, rules in, locked channels, promotion channels. We had nothing. We had a general voice chat and a general voice text, and there was nothing. There was nothing in that Discord. And overnight, my mods worked so many hours in Discord of me crying to my mods because I was not prepared for this kind of growth. When I started streaming, I was streaming exclusively off of my Xbox. And so when I built my PC rig, it was with an Elgato, and it was only simply to pull games off of my TV, which were coming off my Xbox, and just streaming Xbox games. I had no ability to stream PC games. This was also around the time Phasmophobia came out. And my Discord was like, let's start doing community nights and community gaming. Let's play Phasmophobia together. And I was like, yeah, I'm super excited. Turns out my PC built for Xbox gaming could not run Phasmophobia. And I'm so lucky that the timing worked out the way that it did, and everyone came in right when it did, and Phasmophobia came out right when it did, because that's when I realized that I needed to buy a graphics card. Yeah, I didn't have a graphics card, and I was streaming. I know that's crazy. I was streaming off of the graphics card built into my motherboard and my CPU. I did not have one. And this was right before the graphics card craze really took off. And it would have been impossible for me to get a graphics card, and I would have had to wait for 2 or 3 months. But my mods and I worked super hard overnight, and we're searching and Googling and Facebook shopping, and eventually we found somebody that was actually in my town who was selling a 1070 Ti, and we had to check in with him, and I was asking all these questions, and as I know a lot about my computer, I didn't know a whole lot about graphics cards at the time, so we're walking through questions to ask him, like, what did you use it for? What games did you play? And we were trying to make sure that it wasn't like being used for bit mining and all that, and it was a process. But within like 2 days, I was able to get a graphics card, and I had to meet this gentleman in a parking lot at the university, and I had to hand him a wad of cash, and he walked home with a 1070 Ti, and I was like, let's go, we can finally play Phasmophobia. And it was crazy that 2 weeks prior, I was planning on stopping streaming to focus on other content creation, and now I'm in a parking lot at a university buying a 1070 Ti off of somebody. And every time I sit down to reflect about how all this went down, I can't believe it. The following months, everything, kept growing. We went from 18 average viewers to 26 average viewers, maxing out at 54. The subscriptions were going up. more and more people were pulling in. They were pulling their friends in. We were continuing to build the Discord. So many incredible members showed up, and it grew again the following month. We were averaging 27 viewers, 55 max. I was mind blown that all of this went down. We were playing so many games together, the inside jokes, the family, everyone came in and just meshed so well together that they created a family, and I'm so proud to be part of this family and to see where it's gotten to at this point. We were just playing games all night. I can still remember those first months. I had to even, because now I was getting ready to play PC gaming, which again was something I never did. I was doing Xbox streaming alone. I had another issue with my PC, was that I was having no room for the games I thought I wanted. I only had one hard drive, and I had never actually used Steam before I used for Phasmophobia. So I had no idea how to get games on PC, or let alone do them. And suddenly my community was like, hey, have you ever played Monster Hunter World? And I was like, let's play. I'm super excited. Turns out I now need to go buy a 4 terabyte hard drive because Monster Hunter World is a beast of a game to download. So I'm running around trying to find hard drives, and after that we had a hard drive mess of my hard drives weren't booting my Windows properly. My Steam games got wiped when I re-downloaded my new hard drive. I had to go buy an SSD because my boot drive was messing up, and so many things that I did not have on this original PC build that I never thought I would ever need, as I was streaming exclusively from Xbox. But suddenly now I went from that to 3 more upgrades on my PC. My birthday came around, and we were averaging even more viewers, and more people were coming in, and more people were bringing their friends, and I had somebody help me out greatly with this mic. I was streaming, I originally, when I first started streaming, I started streaming with a snowball. That was just one mic my dad had on hand. It was a good mic, however, I'm sure a lot of you have known this by now. I am incredibly soft-spoken. My voice is just very quiet. I project a lot more in order to not make it super quiet, but my average speaking voice is really quiet. And the snowball just did not have enough settings or customization for me to increase the gain, and it just could not hear me. No matter how close I moved that thing to my face, it could not hear me. So I finally upgraded to a Yeti, a blue Yeti, and I was using that for about a year. I bought that in 2020 for my first present to myself. I bought a blue Yeti mic, and it was a great mic. I still have it. It's a good mic. It's a great backup mic. If you use that, that's fantastic. There are ways to customize it and make it sound better and sound quality, but I personally did not love the mic. It just wasn't for me, and I had a community member that was so kind and generous to help me get the mic I currently use now, which is the Shure MV7. Eventually, I would love to upgrade it to an XLR because it does have that port, but it's still on USB for now. But it changed a lot about my streaming immediately. I personally believe in streaming, there's a lot of things you can upgrade to make your stream quality better, your games clearer, whatever. Something that I find incredibly valuable in streaming and to make your stream pop and be the best is sound. And if you have good audio, if you have good quality audio, so much of the rest can be waited on. If your camera is poor quality and you're streaming off your phone because you can use apps to use your phone as your webcam for a while, if you've got a Logitech cam and you can't quite figure out how to make the exposure right and it's still a little grainy and a little blurry, that doesn't matter. If you have great sound, your camera can wait, everything else can wait, but sound, to me, and I know that this has been discussed a lot, is sound is probably the most important part of a production. If it sounds good, you're already halfway there. And when my mic changed in 2021, I immediately felt my stream, even just to myself, I just felt my stream quality just improve tremendously. And I was so excited to do so much more now. And I can still show the clips from when right before it changed to right after it, the difference in how the mic sounded and how everything just felt more professional and more clean and more enjoyable to watch. And I was seeing opportunities in front of me. I could start recording YouTube videos, and I could do better things with clips, and everything was just going to be so much better, and it was going to feel real to me. Was just amped to have a good mic for the first time, and I love this mic. I love this mic, and I do hope to change it to XLR at some point, and I can't wait to see how that helps as well. Then I started to get picky because I started thinking about my future, and I was like, since I'm having so much fun with content creation again, I want to do YouTube videos. I didn't quite get started till later, and we'll talk about that. I didn't quite get started on the YouTube videos till later, but I wanted to upgrade my quality, so we started looking at how to improve my Logitech cam, and we did get it to improve with a lot of settings, and I can go over some of those settings in another video if somebody would like me to. But I wanted more. I also had borrowed my parents' DSLR from their house, and I was using that to shoot cosplays at home. And I did want to return their DSLR, so I thought, well, I want to buy my own DSLR at this point, so why don't I find one that can shoot video? So we had somebody help me out and find the proper camera, and now I have a brand new webcam. I used to shoot all of my stuff, or I used to record all of my stuff with a Logitech I have it right here. Hold on. Nope. Logitech HD 1080p. This was my first webcam, and I still use it when I do other recordings, and I use it in the room when I need to have a second webcam set up, and it's still a great webcam, but I wanted a DSLR for cosplay shooting as well as recording, so I now have the Canon EOS M50, and I love this camera. I still don't know how to use it super well, and I'm still working on it, and every day I'm still improving the settings and enjoying that learning process. But now, brand new webcam. And at this point in my stream, I started rotating my stream setup. I had it facing one way in my previous apartment, and I started rotating my stream setup. I redid my background. I started buying new lights. I bought the Nano leaves, which are fun. Nano leaves are a fun product if they work. They've probably been the biggest pain in my booty ever. I really enjoy having them for Twitch. I use them as a channel point reward, and people can change the colors on them, and it gives you an interactive way to interact with my room without affecting the stream, and that was something that just bothers me a little bit. So I love having them, but they are a pain, and they hardly work ever. And I worked with Nano Leaf support for like 2 months, and they just were the most unhelpful thing ever. But I have them, and they're there, so I bought them. That's all I gotta say about them. You don't want me on that rant. So I bought the Nano Leaves, changed my setup around. I had to buy sound panels. I changed, now the echo started going away in the room. I got new decorations. I got a new monitor. I had a second monitor, and things just started adding up and changing. I got new lighting, so I have brighter lights facing my camera. And then it came to the point where I was going to move. And so now I have an entire stream room. And I had to redo all the lighting. I had to buy new sound panels. I've had to upgrade my PC. I got another new monitor. I have so many upgrades now. And at that point, right before my move, we started having issues with some of the games I wanted to play, as they were brand new games, like on Steam, that my PC just couldn't run. So we had to bite the bullet, and I had to buy more RAM, so now I have 32 gigs of RAM. And after that, my GPU just was not cutting it. That 1070 Ti is fabulous, and I love it, and did the job when I needed it, but we had to upgrade it, and now I've got my 3070 Ti, and I love this thing. I love this thing so much. It has saved me so much, and I can finally play so many games on it. At this point now, we've also re-upgraded all of my fans to some Leon Lee fans. I have a new CPU cooler, everything. I think in 1 year, other than the case of my PC tower, and my motherboard and power supply are the only things that have not been changed in 12 months. That's crazy. 12 months ago, this PC did nothing. I could not be sitting here in front of you without this. And I have my own stream room. It's not in a corner of my little apartment or in a corner of my bedroom in my parents' house. But we are here. We have done so much growth alone on Twitch to the point where I started to feel confident enough to start making YouTube videos. And I had my YouTube channel for quite a while. I think I made it 2 years ago when I first made my account. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with YouTube videos quite yet, but we ended up, I started wanting to do gameplay videos, and I'm still going to do gameplay videos, but I don't want them to be my primary source of content as I use that a lot on Twitch. I wanted to make videos like this where I talk about my opinions, reactions, funny things, skits, whatever. And I started, YouTube pushing, and I had maybe posted 2 videos prior to, August, like 2 videos were on my YouTube channel. And from that point on, I've now added like 50 something videos. Some over hours long, 3-hour long videos, new channels, everything. And I love my videos. I'm so happy with everything that I've done. I've learned so many editing. I've had to go through 3 different editing softwares. I've learned more about editing than I ever thought I would have to. The amount of skills I picked up just by forcing myself to do new types of content creation has been so much fun, and I love the direction I'm going, and I can't wait to see where I go with this in the future. And if you have video suggestions, I absolutely love to hear them. Because I don't want to exclusively do gameplay streams. I think I have so much more to offer and so much more to talk about and things to do. And I think it's going to be great. But I can't thank you guys enough for the last I'd say just maybe like the last 2 months. I'm going to say like the last 2 months. We've had an increase of like 200 subscribers on YouTube and increase of 500 to 800 watch hours alone, and it's incredible, absolutely incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough for all your help and growth this year. We gained like 2,000 followers on Instagram and probably about 300 to 350 followers on Twitter, and followers on Reddit, followers on TikTok. I've made a fan house. Everything is crazy, and you guys have changed my life, and I just want to take this time to evaluate like where we started and look at where we are now. 1 year makes a huge difference. And I ended up creating a place I call home and a lot of other people call home. Within 1 year, I was ready to stop streaming. I was about to stream once a week. From now, I am going to cons on the other side of the country with 10 people I've never met, except through Discord and Twitch, and we all hang out like we've been best friends our entire life. That's crazy. You guys came in when I needed you most, and you built yourself a home. And I love you all so much. Thank you so much for this year. And I can't wait to improve. I can't wait to make more content for you guys. If you have any suggestions, what do you want to see? Where do you want to go? What do you want from me? Please let me know down in the comments below. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all my other social medias. Keep up to date with me. I'm very active in my Discord community if you really want to talk. And thank you guys. Happy New Year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you in next year's review. But for now, I'm clocking out. Bye!